What is the truth of your being? It is the truth you breathe and feel, move, celebrate, and live. It's not up for debate or discussion. It is who you are, how you love, and what makes you free. In this day and age, as we hear so much about alternative facts and fake news, what's the truth that can set you free? Since the beginning of time, humans struggled with that question because other than the factual truth, we have a body that feels, a mind that perceives, a heart that emotes, and the breath which connects us to the pure force of life. When these four aspects are not in balance, working in harmony, our truth is skewed and distorted. We are distracted from the unarguable truth of our being. In today's world, we are particularly challenged with distractions and distorted perceptions that are the results of trauma, which contribute to the current state of divisiveness and unrest in the world. Today, in particular, it is important to connect to the truth of your being, which you can trust, accept, and celebrate. It is your greatest power, which keeps you free of unnecessary suffering, confusion, and self-doubt. Noticing your negative thoughts, connecting to the pace of the breath, opening your heart with compassion, and moving with grace can help you find the truth that sets you free. By practicing daily, you can gain strength, courage, and confidence, and reduce your stress and anxiety, and increase your well-being, health, and happiness. When you experience the truth of your being, you can bring it to your relationships and to the world, being more present, more whole. You can inspire your family, co-workers, and loved ones, and bring a more authentic version of yourself to the world. Think of something you are struggling with right now that's draining your energy of vitality and stressing you out. What is the truth that can set you free? Pay attention to your breath and slow it down, breathing in on the higher chime, breathing out on the lower chime. Breathe, love, your heart to the breath and let it wash clear and heal your breath until you feel one with it. Pay attention to your body. Notice constrictions, pain, or numbness. Breathe love. Open your heart to the breath and let it wash clear and heal your constrictions, pain, and numbness until you feel free. Pay attention to your mind. Notice negative and disturbing thoughts. Breathe love. Open your heart to the breath and let it wash clear and heal your disturbing and negative thoughts until you feel free. Pay attention to your heart. Notice stuck and vulnerable emotions. Breathe love. Open your heart to the breath and allow it to wash clear and heal your vulnerable emotions. Can you feel the truth of your being and the ease of your soul? Good morning. This is Samuel Jacob Kirshner, voice of the Breeze, welcoming you to our Saturday morning meditation hangout. I just played a track that I recorded this week called The Truth of Your Being, in which I try to address something that I feel is very, very important nowadays, is the truth that we can trust and celebrate, the truth that we can be and not just speak about, the truth that we can live and demonstrate. Why is that so important? We live now in a funny climate in which, on one hand, we have so much technology available in which we can disseminate and spread and broadcast so many things. And yet, there is so much confusion around, is it truth? Is it trustworthy? Is it reliable? Is it fake?
The whole notion of fake news. How do we find our way around it? How do we know if somebody is telling us the truth? How important is it? There seems to be also now a time in which um, lies are legitimate if it's part of politics, if it's part of economy, if it's to do with survival. It's okay to lie. Of course, we call it white lies as opposed to black lies. Um, so, how do we find our way around all of this? It is so important to be able to trust your own truth to begin with. I mean, because I'm feeling the way I'm feeling, because I'm feeling very angry at somebody that I just had an encounter with. Um, Is that the ultimate truth? I mean, do I want to stay in that anger, justified as it may be? Or maybe I need to investigate and see that maybe it's old anger that has nothing to do even with this person, that just got triggered because I am trigger waiting to happen. That's how it works. When we're traumatized by something, it leaves a certain pattern, a residue in our brain, our left brain, and then if we don't work through it, if we don't heal it, if we don't address it, um, it just controls us. And so, how many people out there right now are completely controlled by their knee-jerk reactions and think of it as the ultimate truth? And if they don't really do all that much about it. Because the idea is not that you should be perfectly truthful, unarguably truthful. That's not the idea. That's not on this planet. I mean, we're humans and we've all been traumatized around our reality. That's what trauma is. In some ways, reality as you used to know it ceases from being, something changes, and then it impacts you so strongly and deeply that life is just not the same. And in a sense, something in the brain is scanning constantly for that, um, for anything that's similar. And then, there's this whole barrage of cortisol and adrenaline that's there to warn you and to get you into this state, fight or flight, and but how much of it is really authentic? I mean, I always give this example of jumping up in the car when I drive with someone and also when I drive alone. I jump up a lot, and something in my brain thinks that there's going to an accident is going to happen, and that I need to be vigilant and be very careful. And internally, I go through all the motions as if there's an accident about to happen. And most of the time, it's just, I have to be alert and careful, but no accident is happening. And how much are we living our lives right now in that state of induced fear, vigilance, a little paranoia, expecting the worst, and selling it that as if this is the ultimate truth that, yeah, we should pull out from the Paris Accord because it's going to be good for the American economy. And when you try to question it, um, some of the explanations are almost like automatic pilot kind of pat answers. They just keep repeating slogans. There's no connection between what is being said and reality. But this is going on everywhere, and it goes on inside ourselves. So, what do we do? What do we do about it? Well, I don't have answers. I'm also not in the business of answers. I'm a little bit more in the business of practice. But I mean, for myself, I found out that meditation, the whole approach of meditation, which is an investigation, a conscious, compassionate investigation of our process, of our thinking, of our feelings, emotions, our bodily sensations, our perception, and basically my particular way of what I've developed, the approach that I've developed from my own experience is called the Breeze, and it's a 5-step meditation um, approach that includes movement and just awareness and breath, particularly awareness of the breath, in which we really get to investigate our process in a friendly way. And it's done also not under the gun, it's done in a kind of a fun approach, light, um, and making the correction, so to speak, basically through inviting love into our energy, into our movement, into our breathing. Breathing is actually love. The breath is love. The breath is unconditional love that we allow into our bodies and our mind and our hearts. And it's inviting the breath to do the healing of that which is divided, separate, and in fear, stress, anxiety. And I try to give you a sample of that in the meditation that um, followed the talk about the truth of being that sets you free. I think that there is something very important nowadays that comes down to two words: intention and attention. Often we are not in touch with our intentions, and therefore, when we do certain things and they don't turn out to be all that great, um, if we are really honest with ourselves and we get in touch with our intention, we can sometimes see that the intention was not loving. And if the intention was not loving, if it was fearful, if it was hateful, um, then the results, they are not the same as when we come from love, when the intention is love. So basically, I'm really talking about that there are two forces in the world: the force of love and the force of fear and hatred and resistance. And the good news is that love can love everything that's unlike it, including hate, including pain, including death. And yeah, the work that I am promoting, if you will, is to return to love, to return to the intention of love, because it is an intention that we have to come from. It's not one we have to make. We have to come from it. And being humans, being erring humans that sometimes lose our way, when we recognize that we lost our way, that our intention was not loving, the question is very simple. Can I return to love right now? And I say, yes, of course, you can. If you're willing, you can return to love right now. Um, I don't know, for no better example that comes up for me right now is I'm going to give the example of Kathy Griffin, who just used the severed head of President Trump and got fried by using that beheading picture, which is actually, it comes, there is a famous art um, piece that is like that, holding the head of Goliath. So I know everybody's caught up now in the question, is it right to scrutinize her? I mean, because her career is about to go down to the toilet, and there's a lot of repercussions. The question really to ask, if I was Kathy, thank God I'm not, but if I was Kathy Griffin, I would ask myself, what was my intention? Did I come from love? And if it was not my intention, can I now come from love? Can I return to love? Can I ask for love for myself? Can I make a correction inside, an energetic correction? That is, of course, if I am willing to come from love. Because you can do all kinds of things that look maybe not so pleasing, but if you do them from love, there's a whole different energy that happens with it. And when I say coming from love, especially with regards to somebody that you hate, it's not contrary. You can hate someone, you can hate what they do, you can hate how they behave. I dislike many, many things about this president and about his ways and his conduct. And in fact, I'm a little allergic to him. I'm afraid of him, you know. Um, but I don't want to get consumed by hatred and by negativity to the extent that it intoxicates me. And I would suggest that to Kathy to make sure that you are not continuing to linger in negative energy, in hateful energy, in fearful energy, but make some correction inside and invite love into your life. Healing. Love is healing. Yes. And of course I love using the breath as the source of love. We're not talking about, romantic love here. We're talking about the consciousness of love, the energy of love. So in a sense, I'm actually inviting Kathy Griffin to bring love into herself and to infuse herself with love so that she can now make that correction of whichever, I don't know what her intention was, but I don't get that her intention was loving. And why not make that correction now and give an example? Maybe the president will learn from you. Who knows? I mean, I have it in me that, you know, right now we need demonstrators. We need examples of that which we don't see up there in our so-called administration. What about you? I mean, why not be the change you want to see? That's what this is all about. We're all humans, No matter how, what are the accoutrements that you come with, the money and all of this, but deep inside we're humans. I think perhaps that's why there is such incredible energy coming from the president of France, Macron. There's something you can feel. I think this man is coming from love. And so maybe you can also come from love. And you can keep coming back to love no matter where you are. So, I think I'm going to now do the 5 steps, and maybe we can have a chance to get even
Breathe love
more loving.
with the 5 steps of
Breathe
the
love.
breeze. Pay attention to your breath. Slow it down, breathing in on the higher chime and out on the lower chime. Be one with the breath. Shake and awake your numbness and disconnect. Feel the breath in your body and breathe with ease. Flow like a river and let go. Align your breathing and moving with the music and let go of struggle. Stand like a tree and make space. Open your heart to the breath and allow it to heal and wash clear constrictions, pains, fears, and struggles. Walk with grace. Walk the talk. Be present Find your authentic pace and discover your original self, moment by moment, breath by breath. Dance and celebrate, breathing love, the joy you were born with, your original self. Well, it is that time. I hope that you feel more joyful, more celebratory, and that you are more in touch with the truth of your being that sets you free. To find out more about our work and our offerings, please go to the Breaze, BREAZE.com, and check out all our different activities. We have groups, and I do this individually with people, and we work for organizations and hospitals and schools, families, and have yourself a day full of joy, oxygen, and ease. This is Samuel Jacob Kirshner, voice of the Breeze. I will see you next week, Saturday morning at 8 Eastern Time.